Hello everyone, this is Cody from Server 73, and in this video we're going to speak about some things that actually I didn't see in other videos, to be honest. And we're going to speak about the color of your castle and the buffs that's going to bring it with you and what benefits do you have. So basically we're speaking about the kingdom where you're in, yeah, what the bonuses are, what should you choose for the different kind of setups that are existing at the moment, for the Nodility, like Prince, and like for the Troop or Immortal buffs. So basically we have, I'm not going to say the names, everyone knows it, I'm just going to mention it as blue, red and green. That is basically the ones we have. We are blue. One of my art here, for example, is red, and I don't have a green one, but green is just like this over here. This is green. Yeah, so basically you have these three colors. All the three colors are bringing some different buffs. So you can just see it here in the overview. You just see just click on your profile picture and you can just check here the kingdom. You can just see what buffs they are bringing with them, for example. Just see it in the description. So green basically gives you Shieldman HP plus 5%, blue gives you Spearman HP plus 5%, and red gives you Cavalry plus 5%. So basically you have only the front row buffs. You don't have any support, no backline, nothing else. So in my case, I am playing with Wukong, I'm playing with Poseidon, I'm using Spearman as my main DPS in two setups, so of course I'm choosing the Blue Kingdom to buff my main DPS as far as possible. Also benefit is when you just check the Nodility ranks on your server, that this is just the blue one, so that's the ranking in the blue section. I'm Prince, Arya is Archduke, Fictions is Duke. But you can also see in the rankings, when you see Lord Honor, it would be actually a different ranking. Pinocchio is suddenly, he jumped, I don't know, 6-7k. I don't know why. Because sometimes it also brings disadvantages when some players that are a bit weaker, I don't mean it bad, but when they're weaker it doesn't make sense to have them in high Nodility rank. So he's actually just stealing one of the top spots. So basically when he would be blue, I would jump from Prince to Archduke, Arya to Duke, and Fictions to just the ones below. That would totally not make any sense for any PvP situations in KVKs or stuff like this. So therefore it's kind of good that you can split your Prince through all the plays that you have, and that is kind of interesting and makes it more intense, I would say, to play KVKs and to see who's like where and what kind of Martians you're playing to have Prince, and it doesn't make sense to have like the buff. So basically I said my Nodility is Prince, I'm in blue, and so on and so on and so on. I'm just going to take now Spaß as an example. He's also Prince because he's in green factions, and as you can see, Pinocchio is in red factions Prince. So that is our three princes here. Spaß is going to use, or is using the Green Kingdom because he's running. Is he here in the? No, he's probably farming gnomes. Let me just quickly check in the arena because he's running the double tank setup. So we know, when we remember what we checked, green is giving 5% buffs to Shieldman. This is his main setup. He's going to use Yusunshin with a Cav, but as a main tank Athena also, Charles is going to have an advantage from it. Also, Björn is having it. So also Barca is having the buff. So basically that is kind of good. Also Trajan is having the buff. So in all of his 4 setups, they get a 5% HP buff. He could also use the Red Kingdom, for example, to buff Eastern Jin because he's a cavalry. But it would just buff Alex, and this is his 4th March. It wouldn't make any sense. So, and it's just a beginner guide in this, just mentioning it again. There's many players that already know all the differences, but there's also some that doesn't know about it, and maybe it's something new for them. So when you're a player, for example, like this guy with a mixed march, with Alex and with Barca in front line, it doesn't really. It's not a big difference. He's green because he wants to buff Barca, since Barca is at the moment with assembly charge the better DPS so damage dealer. You can also go with Alex, but in general, cavalry just makes sense when you have Barca as main DPS and you play, I don't know, yeah, Kublai Khan as one of the main DPS, that it doesn't make any sense, or Yusufjin and Alex, for example, in one setup. That is not really common. For me, Red at the moment has the weakest buff because it just buffs Alex, and he's still good, he's still overpowered, but all your other immortals wouldn't benefit from it. For example, this is either a bug or he's just removing his setups. Oh, okay, it's probably a bug for me now. Okay, my game is a bit lagging. For example, also Brody is playing Barca, and this is his main setup at the moment, looks like. So he's going back to Khan, since Khan got a buff to test it probably. But he is green, as I remember. So for him, oh no, he's red. Actually, I think that is also probably the reason, because I remember he was green. But that is probably the reason that Alex is his main damage dealer, and therefore he wants to give the 5% buff to him. So that is actually everything where the buffs make sense or have an impact from the kingdom. And when you don't really care and you are not, maybe you don't like a color, I don't know, there's also people that just like one color, that is actually not important. Try to see the Nodility ranking in the other colors and see if you can hit like Marquise 1 or Marquise 2, for example. That would be also something. Look, we don't even have enough players to hit 3 here. That would also make sense when you get the buff from the Marquise and from the different yeah, like rankings, the troop numbers and the percentage of the strength. That is also very important. Keep that in mind when you don't really mind of the colors. Try to get to the one that is not really used in your server to push your PvP rank a bit. And yeah, that's kind of very helpful for your setup. That's everything what I wanted to let you know about the different colors of the kingdoms and what are the buffs and what are they bringing to your, what kind of benefits they're bringing to your setup, to your marsh. I hope that it's a bit helpful for some of you that are starting again or starting new, because that has changed, and also the prince thing that I've mentioned has changed for all the different kingdoms. Yeah, so I hope that's helpful. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.